Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to tell you how you could potentially get 180 conquest every 20 minutes. Yeah, I think I got your attention right now. Every 20 minutes you could get 180 conquest. And by doing this, you would have to farm war supply crates. When you open them, they become war supply chests. So let me tell you something I found out today. So basically what I did was that, so I went to Hallowfall and I waited for the chest to spawn. So basically, if you don't know, every 20 minutes on each of the maps, exactly every 20 minutes, it spawns a chest that drops, like they come in like a little plane or helicopter, whatever, and it drops this chest. So in Hallowfall, it dropped down 2126. And I was like, you know what, let me try use my Hearthstone back to Isle of Dawn and see what happens. I used my Hearthstone, I went out in the open world, and boom, it spawned 2128. And I was like, okay, you know what? There's a portal like this elevator you can take directly down to the Ringing Deeps. And I did that, and it spawned 2130. That means in just these couple of minutes, I have actually acquired, so you can see the currencies over there, 3 times those currencies. So 150 bloody tokens and 180 conquest and a lot of honor, like 450 honor. So in just a couple of minutes, I was able to repeat this 3 or 4 times, and then it somehow changed in the rotation. I can't explain what happens, but it seems like if, for example, one of the so it's probably gonna stay like this for a long time. If people take the chests very fast when they drop, it's gonna almost be the same drop time as always. But if, let's say, there's coming a battle on one of the chests, because on my server it's literally just horde. It's always horde. We always win the chest. Like, there's no alliance. But if there's sometimes there was an alliance, or it's spawned on one of those PvP islands, like those PvP zones where everyone fight each other, it can actually take like 2 to 5 minutes before people actually take the chest. And if that happens, it's actually screwing up the entire chest spawn time. You can see that. Because if everyone takes the chest very fast when it drops, it will keep this rotation, and I would be able to every 20 minutes go from Hallowfall to Isle of Dawn to the Ringing Deeps. I would be able to do that all the time. But the moment it spawns in one of those PvP zones where it can be a bit more risky, dangerous to get it, and it takes longer time for some either Horde Alliance to take it, then it kind of pushes the rotation. And then suddenly you have to start at another location. Let me show you exactly what actually happened. If we take one of my videos here I recorded. So for example, here you can see here, let me just forward it a bit. There we go. So now 2826, the plane came here and I was able to get the chest here very nicely. Got the chest, everything secured. Then I took the Hearthstone straight to Donegal. I went out in the open world, I waited, and boom, it spawned again. Because it spawns every 20 minutes in each of the zone, but it remembers when it was spawned last time. So when it drops and it becomes a crate, the moment the crate gets opened, then the TikTok, like TikTok, then the clock starts ticking. And basically, if then there's a big fight on the chest and it doesn't get opened by a faction right away, it pushes the time and then it starts, destroying the rotation it had before. So that's why you're probably asking, is there like an add-on you could use for this? No, you can even see up there I'm trying to use an add-on called Warcraft Tracker, which doesn't work. So yeah, it didn't really work for me. I tried, but it didn't sadly work. But as you can see here, the moment it drops this crate here, then when a faction opens it up, it will finally start, counting down the 20 minutes again. So what I did here is I went to Hallowfall Forest, as you saw. I went back to Isle of Dawn here, and then I took very, very fast the escalator, the elevator, down the teleporter down to Ringing Deeps. And oh boy, I was lucky, because the second I got down there, it actually it was actually already spawned. It was flying in the air, and I was very lucky that it was literally outside my location. As you can see now here, look very closely here. When this loading screen goes, come on. There you go. You can already see on my minimap now that the plane is just outside. It's just up there, and it's actually going to land just here. So I was lucky. But as you saw, that was literally like 10 to 20 seconds after it spawned in Isle of Dawn, which sadly meant it didn't work next time. It still worked between Hallowfall and Isle of Dawn, but this time here, next time it didn't sadly work here, because I don't know why exactly, but it was probably because it got pushed by, maybe that's the thing. So basically what people are saying is every time the server starts, all the chests, you know, every Wednesday in Europe and every Tuesday in US, whenever time the server restarts, the chests, they all spawn at the same time. All the chests spawns, and all the crates are now waiting for someone to take them. If then someone logs in and takes the crate in Isle of Dawn first, then someone logs in and takes it in Hellfall, then someone logs in and takes it in Ashkehead, and then someone logs in and takes it in the Ring and Deeps. Now you can see, now you have a rotation that says Isle of Dawn, Hellfall, Ashkehead, and Ringing Deeps. But this moment, one of the zones spawns again the crate after 20 minutes, and you have a fight between Alliance and Horde, and it takes a bit of time. It pushes the rotation again. So again, you can imagine that each of these chests now, for example here, they all spawned on this location at this time. Like, not the location doesn't matter, it was just I had to pick a location. But the time is the important thing here. So what I was actually able to do a couple of days ago is that I created a group with 5 people. We all went to each of our zones, and by standing in each of our zones, we were able to say, I got a chest now. Okay, we were writing down, at this time, we got the chest in this zone. Then another guy said, hey, Owen Hellfall is spawns now. Okay, so first it was in Ashkehead, then it was in Hellfall. And then someone said, hey, it's now in Isle of Dawn. Okay, note it down. And then, of course, the Ringing Deeps. Now we knew that there is a spawn rotation that was called Ashkehead, Hellfall, Isle of Dawn, and Ringing Deeps. That rotation could probably work for maybe 5-10 spawns more. So when you actually, what I could recommend for you is get 4 people, stand in each of the zones, see when it spawns first. When it actually is like, you know, I know you're not going to all get the chests in the first round because you all have to write down what time it spawned at each of the locations. Then when you know, okay, it started in Isle of Dawn, Ringing Deeps, Hallowfall, Ashkehead, then you all go after that to Isle of Dawn, you wait for it to respawn, you all go very fast to Ringing Deeps, you wait for the chest, you go very fast to Hellfall, you wait for the chest, and Ashkehead, and back to Isle of Dawn. And then you keep doing that rotation, just over and over and over, and you will get 180 conquest every 20 minutes by doing the rotation. Until a battle appears, something like that. There is even some rumors, talks about that these chests is also spawning in different times and different layers. So suddenly if you switch from layer 1 to 5, the time could also be a bit different. And that's why you cannot have a website that is counting down to this, because it's all based on spawn time, when it was picked up by someone, and even if it's correctly that it also has something to do with layers, which makes sense because each layer has different chests and they get picked up different times. it would kind of just make sense in all. So you have to, of course, when you create a group, you invite someone, and this is why it's actually why it's best to create a group, is because when you create a group and you invite people, they all gonna get stuck into your layer. But when you're not in a group and you keep teleporting around these zones alone, you can actually switch layer without knowing it, because it will try to fit you in with everyone else who's there. But when it's your group, you should stay in the same layer. So that's why it's important that you, again, first create a group, find out which zones it spawns in first, and now you have the rotation. You can keep doing. I recommend just go into PvP under looking for group, create a pre-made group for PvP and call it PvP farm chest. PvP chest farm, and so on. But again, I wasn't able to give you 100% clear answer on which zones you have to do after which one, because it's different every hour, every 2 hours, every day. It's different depending on how long fights have taken at each of the chests. But you should still be able, with a group of 4 people, go to each zone, find out very quickly what time they spawn on different places, and then do that rotation. I was able to get almost full conquest gear in a very short time. So I highly recommend this. This video somehow became much longer than I did anticipated, but I just kind of, for the people who wants to hear all this, I kind of wanted to give you all my gold coins on gold nuggets or whatever you say, on how I managed to do this and how really, really cool this is. So yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in another video. Peace out.